Yes, we are recording right now. Yeah. So, my name is Ildiko. I am an intuitive coach and one of the founders of the Bold Femme. We are launching our new brand on the third day on Wednesday, and we are extremely excited about it. We are going to have a beautiful ceremony live with Monique Hunt. So let's kick off today with Ann Evanston. Welcome, Anne. This is such a special moment because actually we already did two audio summits when I was still hiding, and now it's not like that anymore. I'm coming on camera. So let me introduce you. And so you are an MA, works with women on a mission to lead, inspire, be healthy, mind, body, spirit, soul, wealth. Her focus is showing them how to step into their personal power on their own message and bring it to the world. And also leading a women retreat and so much more. You will be able to read the whole bio on the speaker page. I'm going to put the link in there. Welcome, Anne.
Hi, Ildiko. Thank you for having me. Look at you stepping out in the online world and showing your face now.
Yes,
I love it.
I love you. Go ahead.
No, I just said I love it. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a huge step for me. Yes, it is. And I love your topic. Who am I as a woman? Because it's such a deep rooted subject and it cannot be enough talked about. And I'm going to hand it over to you. And I would love to hear your wisdom.
All right. So thank you again for having me. A little bit too, I think, just with what the focuses of this and being these bold, feminine business women out online marketing our businesses, which is huge in the last year and a half. But honestly, I would say since about 2007, when I started marketing my business online with the big tank in the economy, being able to know how you are going to stand out and sell what you sell online is so important. And it all begins with who you are. And that is a place where I think women forget. You think it's what you sell. No, especially in this world with all the catfishes, even business catfishes trying to take people's money, right? We have to build that know, like, and trust factor online to have success. And as somebody who's been a speaker and a coach and a trainer for 23 years, and 3 years ago started a health and wellness business, honestly, what I sell a month, Facebook alone, people would just be blown out by, and I don't pay for advertising. Zero advertising. All right. So there is a potential to really build your business and have the success in that world if you want that. So the question becomes to my topic of who are you? Do you know your brand? And what you sell is not your brand. So it begins with this journey of how am I going to show up to build that know, like, and trust factor so that people find me credible and want to buy from me. And the best way to build your brand is by answering that question, who am I? So I want to give you all a minute or two right now and just grab a piece of paper. If you don't have one, maybe do a mental checklist and just take a moment for yourself and answer that question. All right, just a minute or two. Simple question. Who am I? Okay, do that for me now. Many words or phrases you can think of that you would use to describe that. All right. So you can keep going. I don't want to have too much quiet time on a Facebook Live, right? People will think I'm technically difficult or something. So you can keep building on your list, but I'm going to grow this activity a little bit for you in building your brand and knowing who you are and being able to step forward in that power and to sell your products, to sell your services. Okay. I want you to look at your list and I want you to cross off everything that's a role. Wife, mother, teacher, daughter, student, crafter, speaker, right? Auntie, niece, anything that's a role, I want you to cross off your list, okay? Now, some of you might be saying, okay, and that was my entire list. That was my whole list. What now? Some of you may be saying, I didn't have any of those. Is that a good thing? Some of you might have some in the middle and you're struggling with crossing mom off your list. You're struggling with crossing wife off your list. Okay. So here is what's important for me in all my work with women. Who you are is not what you do. It is not a role that you play. Okay. And when you're looking to build your business brand online, you have to start to find those words that describe who you are so you know how you're going to show up consistently in your messages, whether they're in writing or whether they're on video. You have to have that consistency in how you show up. So hopefully now you have a list of adjectives. And if you're on I can't see the Facebook, but maybe you can, Ildiko, maybe some people are commenting on the Facebook. I'd love to know what are some of the words that are showing up for you. If you're on a Zoom with me, can you type them in the group chat? What are some of those words that are really standing out for who you are? Right? Okay, so Dominique says visionary. I'm a leader. I'm a visionary. Powerful words, right, in terms of that. What's showing up for you for your brand and how you want to be in your brand. Crazy, but I have some simple ones. I'm smart, savvy, and sexy. It's my energy. I'm fun. I like to laugh. Life's too short not to goof around and, have fun with that. Laura says confident. I'm confident. Now, what you want to start to do with these words is think about how do you craft them into what you write? How do you craft them into how you market? How do you craft them and how do you do your videos? So that's what's showing up and attracting your market, because your market is like you, and that's really where you build your business. So beginning with this idea of knowing who I am is such an important thing. Now, let me take that a step further. If you want to have success as a businesswoman online, you have to be willing to have the confidence to show up who you are and know that some people aren't going to like it. Some people are going to reject it. Some people aren't going to like you. And guess what? That's okay. Because if you're so generic in who you are, if you're so vanilla, if you will, in who you are, you don't pick a spice, you're not standing out where there is a lot of static online. I mean, think about it. If you're doing any type of social media, how much static is there in social media right now? Right? I mean, how much in your newsfeed do you feel at any given time with that? Right? So some great words coming up on Facebook. I'm a warrior. I'm an intuitive. How are you using these in your brand? How are you showing up as that? And when somebody thinks you're being a warrior is goofy, and Ildiko's known me long enough now, I'm the warriorpreneur, right? I carry a sword. If you haven't looked at my branding, I carry this sword. And when I first started doing that online, oh my gosh, people thought I was nuts. My pictures with my sword, they thought I was nuts, right? But guess what? I've attracted a whole tribe of warriors now. And that's who I want in my business. They're going to refer for me. They're going to grow with me. They're going to build with me, right? They're going to support me in what I do. They're going to buy from me. That's absolutely true. So one time I had a question, and feel free if questions come up too to let me know what they are. And you can interrupt me too, Ildiko. I'm fine with that. You know that. Also, if you're in Zoom with me, you can type them in the group chat too, and we'll do a couple Q&A at the end as well if you want to hold them. had a woman say to me, she said, but Ann, my dream is to build this multi-million-dollar business and then sell it and be done and just go travel and have fun and do all this stuff with my family. And I said to her, Martha Stewart Living, Oprah, right? I just started naming some of these very famous women who are obviously their brand. And when you start to look at it, you can build a very successful business, but the women are the energy, the essence, the description behind that brand. And you have to be that and move that energetically online in order to have the success for you. And that is truly the key. How are you going to stand out with these words that you say are you, right? And be you and be the best you in that, in all of those situations. All right. So any questions or comments coming up at this point? I'm checking in.
This is very interesting. When we were thinking like with Brogan, my business partner, it's the two of us and we are launching the Bold Fam. And we were really thinking, like we gotta have some kind of a words, what is actually us, and the first was the bold and then the fem came out and then you really embody the whole thing, which you already have.
Yes.
So what does that mean to you and how do you show that to the world, right?
Right. So now, and you look at your words, bold femme. I mean, you didn't pick little words. You didn't pick safe words in terms of descriptors. I mean, visionary, leader, confident, warrior, intuitive, those words aren't little words. So when you go to write copy, right, to be online, you can't use little words. You can't be small and safe now on what you're going to do to describe yourself and your work and your business and what you're selling to people. Your descriptors have to be transformational. They have to be edgy. They have to be different than what you're seeing out there. Your graphics have to match that, right? You want the picture of what people see to slow their scroll. Got to slow the scroll. Absolutely. And I 100% do this without anybody spending money. I mean, well, let me say that. Without me spending money, let me clarify. I don't go buy ads to get business online at all. Haven't yet. Totally work around that system, right? So it's a great example of that. So thinking about how do you show up that way? What are you going to do with that? Now, I'm going to give some subtle tips to get started. And this is true on all the social media with this and wanting to grow your business as a woman and be confident as a woman. You need to just start with how you describe yourself. Write your intro. Write your intro for your LinkedIn, write your intro for your Facebook profile. If you're going to use a business page, which there's a lot of cons on Facebook to a business page, write your intro for your IG, write your intro for your TikTok. I don't care where you're growing online, right? Wherever you're growing your business online, you need to now take who you are and infuse it into that introduction to what you do. It needs to be every part of that, because that's where you're going to keep your energy and your passion and your purpose and your focus aligned. If your business is somehow not part of you, right? If you aren't bringing her into everything that you do, you're going to burn out. You're going to be unhappy. You're not going to show up online anymore because you're not enjoying it. So start first with your intro. Second, get a great profile picture. You got to get a great profile picture. All right. And this is a part in social media, I think, that sometimes people forget. You need to show up as you so we trust you. I mentioned, and I can give you some money numbers. Since COVID, for my health and wellness business, I do about $7,000 a month in vendor events on Facebook alone. So I'll just share numbers, okay? And it is me, Ann Evanston, showing up. Not warriorpreneur, not some weird picture of my logo. It's me showing up and selling the business, right? Because who's buying? People, human beings that want to trust you, that want to like you, that want to know you, that want to know you're not a catfish just sending them something in their DMs, right? so you got to have a good profile picture. You got to be able to stand out in that little tiny circle on all of the Facebook and say who, and Instagram and all of them, they're little circles, right? LinkedIn, you've got to stand out. It can't be some picture of you way back here with 5 people in it as your profile picture. It doesn't work. Got to think about who you are in your branding all the time and show up as that person all the time. And that's very powerful with that. So those are a couple tips I would give you right away to get started with it, as well as that idea of how are you infusing who you are into everything you write, your Facebook Lives, all of that.
This is so deep, but let me ask you, if somebody is starting out today that she wants to build up a brand, so like what colors you use, actually how do you show up online, what kind of clothes, and how do you deal with all these little details, and how do you know it's coming from within?
Beautiful. Okay, so picking and building a brand, I say you have to start first of all with those words. So the who am I exercise is foundational to it. And ultimately, you should pick 5 words maximum, not 15, not 20, 5 maximum, 3 if you can get there. Okay. Now, with those words, it's really easy to go online and do some basic research. Look up colors that represent visionary. Guess what? There are colors that represent visionary energetically, right? Colors that represent leader. Look them up. Look up the colors. And one of the most powerful things I got told, and actually it was from an interior designer who was a client of mine, and she said, Ann, Mother Nature says all colors go together. So think about that for a minute. How many of us have been told, especially as women and how we dress, oh no, you can't wear, right? Yellow and orange together? Hell no, don't do that. You look at my tie-dye, there's every color in the universe on my tie-dye right now. Mother Nature, all colors go together. So don't get caught up in this, oh my gosh, does green and purple go together? Yes, it does. Pick the shades you like energetically that fit them together if those are the colors that are coming up for you. They work. Orange and red is in a lot of my branding. Most people would never put orange red together. I never have somebody go, ooh, disgusting, right? It's vibrant, it's alive, it's energetic like me. It fits my personality. So narrow down those words, then start to do some research around color related to that, right? So that's the first part of that. The other part is that I think as women, we have to build our own confidence, to use the word that Laura said. We have to build our own self-confidence, our own self-worth, to know that when we show up, we are our true selves. We are our best selves, and that is going to attract our tribe. And if somebody rejects it, it's okay. It's okay to not take it personally. Okay. I always say you have to remember when somebody comes at you sideways and doesn't like it, or, isn't happy, or that kind of thing, you have to do what I call Q-tip it. So Q-tip, Q-T-I-P, you have to Q-tip it. Q-tip says, quit taking it personally. Because as soon as you take it here, when you're trying to put your business out there and somebody says something critical or mean or rude or shrewd or whatever it is, right, that they say, and you get all up in your head and your confidence starts to break down, the problem is that you start changing who you are, and then you're not authentic anymore. And energy is everywhere. Energy is everywhere. And that inauthenticity will transfer via the keyboard. It'll transfer into what you're communicating, and then people feel it more and more and more from you. Yeah. And I love the nonverbal communication with me, Dominique. Thank you. As somebody who's used to an audience, I appreciate that a lot. So, so did I answer your question, Aldiko?
Yes, it did. And what we are actually doing here, everything is down to energy. So you are energetically drawing your soulmate clients who, like a magnet, when you are ready, you are a magnet.
Absolutely. That is so key to just realize that, you know, I even think that grounding from an energetic standpoint before I write copy, because a lot of the internet is copy. And I need to be me when I write it. If I'm just like, oh shit, I just got to get that damn copy done. And I'm in that kind of space, that headspace of, I just got to get it done. It transfers right into the copy. And that copy never works for me.
That is so true. Actually, last night I was thinking, and then I realized we are not competing with anyone because everybody is different. We are all different energetically. Even if we sell the
Right.
same product, we are still different,
Yeah.
right? And we are just
Right.
going to attract that client. So there is no competition. So what's the point
Right.
of comparing yourself to anybody?
Right. Comparison is deadly. You know, you and I have done my self evolution work before in other events, other summits. And competition is the most deadly thing you can do to yourself, or comparison in competition, right? So, oh my gosh, she sells what I sell, you know, oh my gosh, oh, she writes her copy so much better than me. Oh my gosh, his you know, graphics are so much better than mine. As soon as you're into this competition comparison mode with other people, you're going to destroy all of the positive energy that you're putting out there. The only competition you have is yourself. Only competition you have is yourself, right? You got to get out of your own way. You got to get out of your own head. You got to get into your heart and be authentic to who you are, and have the courage and conviction to just do her, show up as her, and watch what happens. Watch what happens when you do that.
Yes, however, that's not one of the easiest things to do. Can you
No.
please give a couple of tips on that for those beautiful journey, for those beautiful ladies who are starting out the authentic journey, you know, within?
Mm-hmm.
What should I do on a daily basis to connect to myself, to my authentic self?
Mm-hmm. So first thing is master this list of words. It's foundational. So I will tell you all that right now. Master this list of words. Be honest with yourself. Is it really how you would describe yourself? Right? Or are you just picking good words because you think they're good words? Right? So dig in, know this list, know who you are. And then second, start to challenge yourself in little areas in your life and say, in all my roles, am I her? In all my roles, am I her? Right? Because if I can't be Ann in my relationship with my husband, in my relationship with my girlfriends, with my mom, with my sister, as a leader in women's events, right? As a business owner in an online marketing and sales event, if I can't be her all the time, if I think I have to change her, then there's a problem, right? So the internal part is to get solid on who really is she, and what are those words, and love her, embrace her. So part of that ritual is to create those I am statements. And I think you and I've done this before. I know I can probably do a fancy flip chart and stuff in Zoom, but you know me, I like markers and colored paper. So, and I thought I had a bigger marker over here. There it is. So here is something to start thinking about in terms of, again, internally, how do I start doing this work? And I'm just putting something up that you guys will be able to visually see. And I never give myself enough room on my paper. I don't know if anybody else is like that. Okay, so I'm putting this up here. Don't say anything out loud if your mic is off. So what sentence do you see? Got it? So how many of you first saw I Am Nowhere? All right. How many of you first or second saw I Am Now Here? right? So I am statements is where you need to start going with this core list that we built. So you want to be able to take the I am and turn it into a positive, powerful statement for yourself, because mind body connection is the most powerful thing there is. Your mind is training your body, which then energetically is creating what's manifesting out of you. All right. So I always say thoughts become feelings, feelings become behaviors, behaviors become actions, and actions become outcomes. So you've got to start with your thoughts. So you have to say, I am smart, I am savvy, right? I am sexy, I am clever, I am funny. You've got to repeat these for yourself. Write them in your journal with your words. Take a ritual in the morning to ground yourself into that woman, because a lot of people, when they first get up in the morning, the brain is instantly, I am nowhere. It's in a negative mindset. The brain is instantly there. Oh, I am so exhausted. Oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I slept so bad. Oh, it's going to be such a long day. All this negative energy is pounding into you immediately. And then how are you supposed to show up as a woman business owner and energetically project what you need to be successful? So you've got, if you start with those little basics, you'll already be able to ground yourself into who you are, so that when you got to show up to the world that might not be so kind, it's like, hey, I got this. I got this. I am now here. I am present. I am positive. I am ready, right? And those positives will roll with that. So shifting that self-talk is a huge part of it for sure.
Oh my God, this is such a good exercise, and I think it brings awareness to so many women out there. So I want, and we're getting to the end.
We are.
Unfortunately, the next speaker is already here.
Okay.
So, where can the audience connect with you?
Yes. So the fastest way to find me is honestly social media. You see my name there. There may be an M in the middle, Ann M for my middle initial, Evanston. I'm on all the social media. You can friend me on Facebook. I have no secrets. I'm probably most active on Facebook, honestly, if you really want my attention. Because again, I said I make a lot of money on Facebook every month. So I spend a lot of time there. Feel free to contact me. That's the best thing to do. And anybody who knows me will tell you, you can always reach out with a question. I really believe in mentoring and role modeling for other women after 23 years of being self-employed. Adiko knows I let go of the whole building lists, email stuff. So reach out in terms of that. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Loved connecting and loved having you.
Thank you. Bye, you guys.
Bye.